So let's see. Little Flip went down this last weekend.
Yeah,
That was interesting.
it was a good show. I mean, as far as like, you got a different crowd of people who don't normally come out to come and see a show. I mean, there are a lot of openers, there's a ton of openers, but I mean, they did it. I mean, it was a good show. I mean, it could have been way worse.
I will go on the record and say that I have not been in the same room with as many thugs and gangsters since I was in jail.
I mean,
It was a different scene. No, it's good for us to step out of the box and, I mean, not just the venue necessarily, but with the different, like, cross-section of the city. Did I almost say crotch?
Crotch section.
That's not what I meant to say. I'm sorry. I'm very tired.
I wish I would have made it to that show.
But, it's cool for me because, I mean, Nutty's North is home base, dude.
no, I got you.
And
They've been doing a lot of shows for a long period of time.
And so to see some hip hop at David is a refreshing change, and it speaks well on behalf of that club to branch out and play a bunch of different stuff too.
For
in my
sure.
opinion.
I mean, to be honest, you don't really get to see an artist that of his stature that was he's a platinum artist. To be honest, I mean, he's a platinum selling artist. You don't get to see those kind of artists in that kind of an intimate setting. Now, granted, I mean, normally when you go to, you say like a Soul Crate show or something, you see like people that look a lot like each other, and then like couples sprinkled out there. Or if you go to our show, you get a versatile mix, but it's still people that you see on a regular basis. So for them to actually bring out a crowd, I mean, Night Show had so many people in there just for his own section that I was like, I don't know if Flip wants to go on after him because, like, to be honest, I thought they were gonna, like they had a very solid crowd there for them. So
Yep.
I mean, normally, I mean, a lot of people don't get to see things like that, but it's good to actually have that go down and happen. So I mean, to me, it's good for hip hop in general in the scene because you get a different kind of hip hop.
Yep.
You get something outside the normal, and a lot of people hadn't seen some of the groups that it came. So I mean, it's a very good time.
Nothing wrong with a different flavor in the soup for sure. Let's talk a little bit about the state of the scene. I guess one of the things we do is we try to nurture not only our regional but definitely our local artists, and we do that through direct airplay interviews and stuff like that. So always interested to get an artist perspective on how they think this city's doing.
We're expanding, which is good. I mean, the ones that have been doing it are continuing to do it, and they're doing it at a high level. I mean, so like you got myself, Soul Crate, V, Night Shield, we're out there. Then you got people who are actually coming up that maybe some people don't know about, such as like a Gray Line or Midwest Blessed, or who am I thinking? Front Yard. I like those guys. I mean, then there's kids that I know that are actually just working countlessly that send me stuff just to check out, that I check out on a regular basis, like a James Smith, or I can't think of it. I actually don't even want to say it because I know I'm going to say the name of the group wrong, but I dig them. I'm doing a song with them like tomorrow. That's how much I dig them. So, and when we release that, I'll give them proper airplay for sure.
Yeah, but we'll get the name right.
Actually, let me look at my phone. I think I got it. Let's see if I can find it here.
And I mean, and one of the
Young Kings is who it is.
Young
Kings.
From Sioux Falls here?
Sioux Falls, yes, I do believe. So, I mean, they sent me a couple tracks. I'm going to lay them down both because I like them.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people who will ask for you to do a song and maybe provide a beat, or they're a producer, and then they get emotional, and then they go crazy, and then you tell them you're not going to do it, and then they get judgmental, and things like that happen. So, like, I mean, if you're trying to build and do some great things, I'll work with you. There are not a lot of people that are actually, I'm not even going to say my level, but like that are actually established will do that and put that something that's in the foreground for them, for example, right? So I mean, that's really just your situation and how people handle it. But like the state of the scene, I think it's growing. There's a lot of people who are actually trying to do different things. TSR, they were a part of bringing, Paul Wall and Chameleon here, So that's them branching out and doing things outside of just shows. They get into, like, the business aspect of it, the promoter aspect of it. And I think, in all honesty, that's what the scene needs because, to be honest, Soul Crate can't do a show every weekend. I can't do a show every weekend. So, like, everyone taking the stance and actually doing something to actually bring to the table makes the scene that much better.
Yep, the progressiveness too that needs to come into play, you know, and it's not even just who's playing, it's where they're playing, it's, you know, and stuff like that. And you know, there are people that are doing their best, I feel, in this city, and there are some people that seem to try their worst. But
yeah, I mean, to be honest, sometimes it's a situation where they just don't know how to handle it correctly, and they want to get to a specific spot right away, and it just doesn't happen like that. Even for, like, say for example, Soul Crate, you know, they work hard countless hours. V and with the Young Noblemen, those dudes were out slanging CDs every day for like 2 years straight, 3 years straight, till they established themselves. They had their own fan base. Then they could go out and say some reckless stuff like, "Hey, I'm the best," and then no one's gonna say it because they've proven it. You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna say, dissing someone or the scene or everyone on the scene doesn't help your cause, whether you like them or not. I mean, for example, myself, I had to work to come up, you know, and like, say for example, the bill for this EP, when I was trying to promote it, I went out and dissed V, Wes, Corey, Dan, Gabe, all of them. I know these guys personally because we're a close-knit scene and things of that nature, you know what I mean? So if I came out and did that, that puts a damper on whatever I'm trying to do for at least a good 6 months until I smooth that over. And with some of those dudes, you'll never be able to smooth that over. So for anyone trying to be a part of the music scene, I just feel like you should really not even play your part, but just do a positive role in actually making it happen. In general, there's a way for, say, like Night Shield Entertainment, Flame One, and Soul Crate to coexist. Granted, we all get along, but we all work towards the same common goal of bringing the scene up and bringing ourselves up. You don't have to step on toes to do that, and that's really the point of what I'm trying to say, and the point of what I'm trying to actually make established with that. I'm not a scene leader or something like that. People look at me like, "Hey, you do a lot around town. Can I help you?" And if I can help you, I'm gonna go out of my way to help. Like with that little flip show, I wasn't a promoter for it, but I helped the promoter in how he could go about getting people to help do the show because I like helping the scene.
Yeah.
Now, if you're all about yourself, which a lot of people are, in all honesty, I'm about myself. I'm about Flame One at the same time, but I know what happens. You know, like, you have to work together, you have to build in order to actually expand, even for yourself. So being a selfish jerk about stuff just don't really work that way.
Well, it's like each artist has some of the same people come out to a lot of them, like me, but mostly each artist has their own crowd that comes out, so It's not like you guys are competing.
Exactly. Yeah, like Soul Crate and say, we do different kind of music, but we can coexist to each other. Say, like, for example, Jazz Fest, July 16th, I go on at 9 p.m., they go on at like 10:30. Hey, stop out. It's going to be history. So, I mean, like, there's a lot of things that happen. Like, we do a lot of things together. I like Soul Crate. Soul Crate likes me. We're friends. And now, if I would have came out, say, it's about 5-6 years now that I'm just like, "Hey, F Soul Crate," it just don't work like that.
You probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here in the capacity that I am.
Yeah,
like, for example, so I mean, like, that just doesn't make sense to just burn bridges before you even get started. Put it this way, there's tea for everyone, you know what I mean? There's flavors that people like. Nah, certain flavors I just don't get down with.
Yeah.
But, like, my 2-year-old daughter spits harder than some people, you know what I mean? So that's how I'll put it. But that's it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, hip-hop is hip-hop. I love the scene. I love the city. And I appreciate anyone who's trying to do something to make it better.